Today, I'm going to show you the Triple F Fabulous Fringe Fantasy using this Club Nevermore shirt that DJ Hollow made. It's so cute. I love that it's Halloween-y. And so I'm going with that theme. I have skull pony beads, regular pony beads, and bat pony beads. Gosh, I can't speak. I don't know how old you are, but yeah, growing up we definitely wore a lot of beaded fringe. So the first thing that we're gonna do is, flatten out the shirt. Flatten out the shirt. Try to get everything lined up on the seam as best you can, as if you were ironing it. And then you're gonna take it and fold it in half, hot dog style. Everyone likes hot dog style, right? Is that a sexual move? I don't know. Let's see here. Line it up on the seams when you fold it, so that way when you cut it, it won't be all wonky. Make sure that the pattern on the front is on the outside, so that way you don't accidentally cut it. So I have it folded in half, and I'm making sure that the back side is also folded in half because I don't want it to look all weird. Perfectly in half. And I want this to be like in a V shape, so it's sexy. And you can get as sexy as you want with your fringe, okay? All right. When I do it in the V shape, I kind of want to go up towards like the breasts. So I'm gonna cut, and you can make it as short as you want so your belly can hang out or whatever. How sexy do I want it to be? Okay, maybe about there. I'm gonna start from where the peak is and just work my way up. As long as you can just keep your hand stable, cutting in a somewhat triangular pattern or direction, diagonal shapes, words, English, whatever. Leave space so you can make your fringe. Don't cut into that awesome design there. All right. So see, now it is in a V shape. Next course of action is to decide, where do you want your first bead to go? I usually like to put the first bead right in the center because I think it would look weird if you didn't, but that's up to you. Also, you want to make sure that you're leaving space for your beads. So mine isn't going to be very long. It's going to probably be about maybe 3 inches or so. I don't get too particular about that, and start cutting in strips. Don't cut too thin. Maybe cut about the width of your index finger. And the great thing too, over time, the fringe, it kind of like ages and it'll get longer. So you don't have to worry about that, about making it like too short. If you're a shaky human like me and your scissors are all over the place, it's all good, because those little sections that get all will not be noticeable when we're done. Okay, you're probably thinking, oh no, we've reached the corner and it looks all funny. So where you have the shirt laying down, just cut it in half. It'll work out. I'm gonna fold it in half again. I'm just gonna follow the cuts that I've already made and use them as a template. That fringe is cut on that. I think I want to do the arms too, so I'm going to go for it. It's all fringed out. Next thing that I want to do is kind of give myself a little more shoulder to work with. It also helps to do this if the shirt's a little small. And I'm going to cut a little triangle here. So you can see that I'd like cut out a little triangle, but that is the shape that I cut out. So when you put it on, you get that little kind of peep shoulder thing going on there. Cold shoulder, that's it. A little bit of a cold shoulder. How am I gonna decide what pattern I want? Well, I know for sure that I want the little bats on the bottom. So I'm gonna count how many little fringe pieces I've got, so that way I can evenly distribute my cute little batty bats. Right on, okay, so it looks like there's 52 pieces of fringe down at the bottom. The old school way, you're just gonna take it, roll it a little bit, and then just start plopping beads on. And this part is the time-consuming part, but that's all right. It's good if you don't have enough beads, or you don't think that you do, to do a little bit of math and make sure. Now I'm just gonna tie it off, plain and simple. Tie it off real tight. Then you can pull on the fabric, and there it is. Very first decorative fringe. And continue to do so all the way through. Alright, the Gothic fringe fantasy is complete. You can hear it, can't you? So we're gonna shimmy, 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 shimmy. Oh yeah, that sweet sound. I hope you guys are happy with the ones that you make, because I'm really happy with mine. And I'm loving this cold shoulder action going on here. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Shirt number 2. We're just gonna put some paneling into this one. Since I know that this shirt fits me, I will make sure that anything that I chop off, I replace with, you know, kind of an approximate amount of fabric. But this could work if you needed to make a shirt bigger. If you needed to make the shirt smaller, but you wanted to add paneling, whatever, this is a great opportunity for you to do that. First thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out the shape that I want. And always remembering to fold it with the logo facing outward and lining up the seams. Now for the snippy snippy. And since this shirt was a little tight for me up in the armpits, I'm just gonna like go around and add fabric in there too. I'm gonna cut into the underarm section. So when you're done cutting, you'll see that the shirt is going to look significantly smaller because we just took all of this off of here, but we're going to replace it all. Any fabric that you have, if it's stretchy at all, you want to make sure that that stretch is going horizontally, so that way when you put it on, it stretches the fabric. Otherwise it's going to be a little too, it could end up being a little too tight, because we still have to add a seam in there. You probably want to leave about 1/4 inch for seams. If you're doing this with fabric that doesn't stretch, I would suggest doing more, trying not to stretch it. And now for the cutting. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to leave enough that I know that when I fold this over, it's going to look right. Okay, so there that is. We've got one strip down, and I'm going to make another strip exactly the same on the other side. Now I unfold the shirt. Woo-wee! Okay, time to get to sewing. I chose to do white on the outside since the logo was white. So remember, we've got this part here. I'm gonna try and make an exact lineup of that. Make sure you have that going inward. I'm going in and I'm going to do a 1/2 inch. I'm lining it up right here like so. Try not to let the fabric stretch at all while you do this. So now we have one attached, and it's going to be stretchy enough. Exciting, exciting. Alright, and this is the shirt completed. As you can see, got that nice little panel in there, show off a little something. Okay. Thank you for watching. My scissors suck, but I suppose it doesn't really matter. Yes, it does. Okay, it's driving me nuts.